And that's our mantra for our high school. We used to say, we had a prayer called a bear prayer. And all my Griffin Bears that ever played there, from Willie Gault, from way back in the day, to all the way to the kids that are playing in the NFL right now from Griffin, they'll tell you that.
So hold on. So hold on to the Griffin football. We're going to get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about Griffin track and field. So me and Worm had everybody, and you'll notice, Catfish, who's listening, that we have, there's a common theme, football players, but you notice the real good ones, and that's a topic for another day, were multi-sport athletes. Did you know Fred White, 100, 200 meter champion?
100 meter champion. 100 meter.
So let's talk about track and field, Fred White, before we get to football. How did you? What other sports did you play?
I played football, played basketball.
You were on the basketball team.
I played. But I quit basketball because my coach was like, man, I don't know if you want to be out here getting hurt when you can go out here and run 100 meters in the track and then, do your thing. So I kind of had already signed with Tennessee, and I decided, track was just going to be it for that year, my senior year. But I played all the way up to my junior year. But Griffin is known for track. If you know anything about sports in the state of Georgia, you say Griffin to anybody who knows sports, they're going to tell you one or two things. They got a heck of a football play team, or they got some great athletes to play football, and them boys can run. Because we've been winning state championships in the 100 meters, 4x1, 4x4, and overall tracking championships since back in the day. Willie Gault is from there. And everybody knows.
We know Willie. I was waiting to see how long it was going to take. You waited too long to drop Willie's name. First of all, you should have dropped Willie's name like 5 minutes ago. Let me let you know that right now. But so we're talking about Griffin, and you took that long to drop Willie Gault's name.
Yeah, I did, but you know what, man? That a lot of people don't realize he one of the reasons why I came to Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So that's real, and we don't talk about all that. But
all right, so that gets us into Bear football.
So the track part of it, I grew up watching and hearing about all these great athletes that won state championships in the 100 meters. There's plenty of them, Griffin. And when I got to the 9th grade, we had two guys that were in front of me that were really fast, Michael Wide and Thaddeus Shannon. Both ended up going to college to run track, right? And they both won the state championship. So back-to-back years, we won the state championship. Actually, take that back. It's like 4 years in a row we won a state championship in the 100 meters from my high school, right? And then it was a year that my junior year, I got sick. I couldn't run that year. That's the only year we didn't win it. We won it the next year after that. And the year I left, the next year after I was gone, somebody else from Griffin won it. And listen, they just won it last year. The last 2 years, somebody from Griffin won 100 meters. I'm serious. That's real. So the track and field program is amazing. I mean, it got the same coaches, man. The same coach who coached Willie Gault, Coach Ross, he's still there.
Wow.
He's still there. And it's tried and true. So, it's a program, man. They do what they got to do. Now, when it comes to football, we got a lot. We've had the most NFL players from one high school in the state of Georgia. And that's saying a lot.
That's big time because, I mean, that's just like talking about Georgia. When you say Georgia, Florida, California, Texas, that's the cream of the high school football crop when you talk about that. And if you have the most in that state, that's saying something.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, when our kids go to college, we expect for them to be in the NFL. It's kind of like an expectation because we have so many that's gone. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, that kid he might make it to the NFL. He gonna make it to the NFL. Right. And we had that every 3-4 years. We got some guys going in. We got guys that are in college right now. They'll be going in the next couple of years. You know what I mean? So that's the city. That's what I was raised from. That's what I was born from. That's what I learned, and that's what I understood leaving Griffin, Georgia. See what I'm saying? I knew how to play, how to work, how to do all those things because that was the standard in the city. That was the standard. You want to make it somewhere? This is how you do it. You follow this blueprint. And that was it.
And this, you may not know this. Well, when I came on my visit, another Griffin Bear, Ben Talley, was one of my hosts. And he was one of the people before I got there and when I got there, I looked up to. And it's just, Ben carries himself like that. He's always at work. All the stuff that you just named, I see those are Griffin traits. The way he carried himself, the way he looked out for everybody, the way he looked out for people in that linebacker room, whoever's on that defense. He was always, again, a worker, a person of integrity. So that's just obviously that's some Griffin traits, right?
And still like that. He'll get the shirt off his back.
And still like that to this day. Funny. Ben's the same way as he was, when I first met him.
Mm-hmm. So me leaving Griffin, Georgia to come to Tennessee, my high school coach wanted me to go there really bad. He wanted me to go to South Carolina for their track program, or he wanted me to go to Tennessee because they had a good track program, and that's also where Willie went. You know what I'm saying? That was one of his people. And I remember him talking to me about both schools. And at that time, he felt like I could be in the Olympics because the Olympics was coming. I graduated high school in 1995. Olympics were in Atlanta in 1996. Uh-huh. And I really wanted to, but when I got to Tennessee, it was a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, back up a little bit. Back up. So, I like asking people this question because it's always, I get asked this question a lot, and I like to see different perspectives on it. What made you? What solidified that decision to go to Knoxville for you? Because you could go pretty much anywhere you wanted to go, and you had. I pretty much had a letter from every Division I program in the country. So what was the deciding factor in going from Griffin to Knoxville?
Miami went on probation. December the 23rd, 1994, Miami was handed their sentence of what they were going to happen to them. They were going to be out of bowl games for 2 years and couldn't play on TV for 2 years. I had committed to Miami. I was never going to touch Tennessee. I was never coming to Tennessee whatsoever. And when they went on probation, I just remember telling my mom, I don't want to go somewhere where I can't play my first year. I got to figure out how I can get somewhere that ain't a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it came down to Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama, Tennessee. That's what it came down to at the end. And the reason why I came on my visit, I went on a visit to Ohio State. My cousin was there. His name is Tommy Willis. I'm saying that because I know they're gonna see this. You know what I'm saying? but I looked up to him. That's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Right. I looked up to him like he was a heck of an athlete. He was one of the best. He could ball, play basketball, jump out the gym. He could do it all. He was on the Ohio State team when we played them in 1995 in the Citrus Bowl. So that's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So like when I went to visit, he said to me himself, I hate it here. I'm leaving. When he told me that, it kind of took them out the running. You know what I'm saying? So Florida State basically told me I was on redshirt my freshman year. Now, for me, that was tough because I was the number 2 corner in the country coming out of high school. How the hell are you going to tell me I'm a redshirt? I'm playing somewhere. Now, especially when Tennessee and Alabama and Miami don't told me I can play. My freshman year, we know now this kind of to get you there. You know what I'm saying? But
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's kind of to get you there. But when I came in to Tennessee on my visit, Ben Taylor was my host the first night. And he my homeboy. He showed me a great time. But what I saw while I was there, I saw a lot of the qualities that remind me of my hometown on the team. I saw a lot of qualities that I had from my own team back in the crib on the team. Everybody was cool with each other. Everybody loved each other. And everybody hung out with each other. And that was the coolest thing to me because everybody went, it wasn't like that.
Right.
It just, it had cliques everywhere. And we had cliques, but ultimately everybody hung out with each other. And that made a difference to me. And like how he basically told everybody, this is my homeboy. He comes to school here, y'all look out for him. And y'all did that whole weekend. And the next day, I'm going to tell this story. He might not like it, but I'm going to tell it. Steve Johnson was my host. And Steve Johnson's from Marietta. He went to McKeachton High School. I've been knowing Steve from running
Shout out to Super Steve, by the way.
Super Steve, that's my dog. He my boy, but I'm going to tell you what happened. Steve left me. He was my host. I couldn't find Steve.
He pulled a little.
He pulled some. I don't know what he pulled. I just know he left me. And I'm trying to find Steve. I don't know what. I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. I've only been there 2 days. That's it. That's my second day being there. And I ain't know where he was. I'm like, man, I don't know where Steve at. I can't find him. Man, I'm looking for him. And the only other person I knew that was a corner was Terry. So I tapped him, hey, man, you seen Steve. So we went looking for him. We couldn't find him. And I was like, man, you know, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to get back to my dorm? How am I going to get to the hotel room, whatever? T-Fell was like, man, I got you. And that literally started our relationship with me and Terry. Now, man, Steve, we cool, but he did leave me on my visit. I'm saying that I hope he hear. You left me on my visit, and I was mad with you, boy. I ain't gonna lie.